Let's begin.
Welcome to Build an Agency, a podcast where we talk about the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, growth tactics, building businesses, and the events that affect your company. Let's jump right in. Welcome back to the podcast. We're on episode 16, and I'm here in the studio with Attilio.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I think we're actually both getting super stoked during the weeks to just start talking about podcasts. Just while we kind of like get into our education grind, that's kind of normal for us, and our kind of information gathering grind. We kind of have tons of subscriptions to different, blog services and
We're always following things like Search Engine Land and different like online marketing, educational blogs and resources.
Yeah.
And we stay up to date and we bounce these ideas off each other throughout the week, and we're always constantly going like, man, that would be a good podcast episode. And that happened this week.
Yeah.
But first, what did we do this week, Attilio?
Dude, this was our first week that we started working with our consultation Inc. 5000 people. So
Car Dealership, Inc. 5000.
Yes, Car Dealership, Inc. 5000. We're doing online marketing, mainly search engine optimization consulting. So super pumped for that. Huge opportunity again. It's just going to be crazy to say like, yeah, we increased, even like a 5% increase for them is millions of dollars.
Yeah.
This is $1 billion company. So we get to say huge numbers on any of our result statements that we get with them. So
yeah, it'd be great. I mean, it's gonna look good no matter what we do.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But I think we can make some big things happen for them and all that good stuff. We've also been ramping up the content grind on our end. One thing that's hard to do when you're running like your own marketing company is you're really focused on your clients' like content needs. So I'm constantly thinking about blog posts for different clients that we have, or strategies that we can implement for said client or whatever. And it gets kind of hard to find the time to take your own medicine. And so we've kind of created like a challenge or kind of a discipline where both of us will each like create a separate piece of content every single week.
At least once a week. And crush it from there.
Yeah, try and go from there, because we're really trying to build hone you up so that we've got a really nice educational resource, and we kind of need that additional like push and that discipline to just keep putting the content out and to keep keep building us up. So
helping educate,
take our own medicine,
take
our own medicine. It's super difficult. It's a big time constraint, but we're kind of having the mindset of treating our agency like our own agency's customer.
Yeah.
like we're going to be our own best customer. And
so, that argument could be used for any company, really. We're taking so much time doing our service, doing our product, that we don't have enough time to do our own marketing, or we don't have time to put together our own content. You just have to be disciplined with it. You have to set aside. You have to either set aside the time to do it, or you have to pay somebody else to do it. I can't imagine this world where you're not using online marketing, honestly.
It kind of helps me empathize, though, with those businesses that aren't marketers, who are like running restaurants or boutiques or just whatever else. And they're always talking about how they don't have time to focus on their marketing. And I'm kind of like, well, we're a marketing company and we struggle to have time to do our own marketing. It's like, I totally understand that pain point, because it's something that we deal with actively as well.
That's why people hire us.
Yeah.
That's why people hire marketing companies.
Maybe we need to hire another marketing company.
That's what I was just thinking. Like Marketingception, dude. Just like hire a marketing company to do our marketing, so that way we can market for other people.
Find another HubSpot agency and be like, will you guys market us? We don't have time. We're marketing everyone else. No.
So anyway, what was the article that we found this past week?
So it was like something like three reasons why SEO should be at the very beginning of a project. And this is a lot different than the concept of SEO being at the top of the funnel or at the beginning of the funnel, like the attraction stage. What they're talking about is why it's really important to do a lot of your SEO centric research up front before you start your project, rather than go through an entire marketing campaign or create like a website or a project or anything and then do your SEO at the end of the project. Because that's a very common thing. That's a really old school tactic, and it's real played out, and it's not efficient, and it's wasting time. Do you want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, so the reason why, I mean, let's just cut right to it. The reason why you want to start with search engine optimization, I mean, obviously there's a ton of attention in the search engine space. So there's like 5.7 trillion searches this past year just on search engines. Everybody uses search engines. I don't even go to websites anymore. I just search the website that I want to go to. And so, like, search is ubiquitous at this point. And when you're doing a tactic like search engine optimization, you're getting tons of keyword research done. You're getting tons of buyer persona information based on the type of questions your customers are asking, the industry, the competitiveness of certain keywords and terms, how people are converting on certain ideas or places in the funnel based on the queries that people are using. So you can tell when and where you need to act or react based on just doing some simple search engine optimization research, right? So, I mean, just having something as simple as the direction of the content that you need to put out is invaluable. It makes it so that you don't waste your time, writing 300 articles and they have nothing to do with what your buyers are actually looking for or what the audience that you want to attract. So say you're doing something educational or informative. If you're doing something informational, you want to know what those people want to see. So if you're a great construction informant or educator and you just love to provide information to those who do construction, make sure you're answering the questions that actually need to be answered instead of putting together, how do you hammer this nail in? It's like, maybe people aren't looking for that. Maybe thousands of people are looking for it. So it just alleviates the blind spots. It alleviates shooting blindly, I guess.
Well, it's like you're going to have to like put in the SEO work anyways. So if you do it up front, not only are you doing it more efficiently, and your entire project will be based on your keyword and SEO research, you'll actually save time in the long run. So it's like if your pain point is I don't have time as a business owner to spend tons of time on my online marketing, you need to start what marketing projects you do have with SEO so that you can save time.
Yeah.
Right. So it saves you time. It helps you with efficiency. It totally gives you the optimal direction for your project and for your audience, and it's just a way to go.
Yeah, it's so invaluable too. I mean, so SEO takes a long time, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it's a gumball machine where you just put the money in, turn the knob, and then you get results, right?
Yeah, it's not instant
like
gratification.
So it takes months and months of work to see ranking improvements or see traffic increases, or like really powerful high converting traffic increases, because you have to remember you're versing other people who want those same terms. You're versing people that you need to constantly beat out in the marketplace, right? That's a marketplace and you need to beat them. So they all want to be at the top because they all want that attention. And not only that, but the algorithms are changing and you always have to keep up with some of those updates. There's certain relevancy factors that change here and there. And you just have to always be on top of your competitors. It's not a turn or a push to play kind of thing. So it takes time. And then of course the return is huge. Obviously, if you get like high powered, high ranking words, or high converting words that you're able to rank for, that's when you start really winning. And that's when you can build brand, because your brand will be at the top of all those searches. So I imagine if you search, Tennessee whiskey, say you're looking for Tennessee whiskey, I'm sure Jack Daniels will pop up. And that builds brand for Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels pay us for shouting you out. So, you get tons of brand exposure like that. It's just, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, 100%. So, what does this look like? You know, we're looking at this like this kind of theory of using SEO at the front or at the very beginning of a inbound marketing project. What does that look like when you kind of zoom in and look at like the parts individually? Like, what are some ways that like small business owners or other marketers can
So I'm a CEO, I'm a CMO, I'm a director of marketing. How do I start a project?
Yeah, so it's like we're telling them start your project with SEO so what do they need to be doing to like you know what I'm saying, like what tasks, what would you do if you're starting a project?
Obviously the analysis, so we sort of alluded to it before. Do analysis, right? So that would look at I would take a look at some tools like Google Analytics, if you have Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and see the search terms that you're currently ranking for, see the search terms that you're currently getting traffic from, and see if that's what you want to get traffic from.
Yeah.
And see if there's search terms that people are searching for that you're not ranking for very highly. So if you're not on the first page of Google, you're missing out on basically 95% of search. No one goes to the second page.
Yeah.
So you're missing out on tons and tons of traffic, and not only that, but the first 35% is just on the first result. So like imagine that. So definitely do some search. I would take a look at Google Analytics, Google Search Console, take a look at Ahrefs and SEMrush. Those are just huge in our industry right now. This is July 31st, 2017. So those are huge players right now. Definitely start with analyzing those. Then I would go into maybe some competitor analysis, see who's sort of ranking in your industry already, so see who the authority is and see what kind of things they're doing. See how you can beat them or at least wedge yourself right under them, because that's a good place to start. Otherwise, hire a good-ass SEO agency. Someone that doesn't skimp on like providing you information. If you're asking like, hey, I'm about to start an email campaign, I want to know some solid keywords that I should use for this content piece that I'm going to use for the email campaign, so that way I can use it on my blog, I can use it in my email, and I can use it on social media. So working with a strong search engine optimization company that's not afraid to work with you, that's always really powerful. So, like, for example, I just did something this past week for one of our clients. They asked us to put together, like, a volume sheet for traffic because they wanted to write some articles, some blog posts. And so I just did some quick research for him, and I sent him a huge keyword sheet. And then he was able to just crush it himself, So it doesn't take much, just get some solid, strong SEO guys in the background, I guess, that can work with you. Otherwise, I'd start with some of those tools. Did that cover the question?
Yeah, I think that did. I mean,
okay.
I don't want to like just spat off like marketing theories.
BuzzSumo too.
BuzzSumo. What's BuzzSumo?
Take a look at BuzzSumo. It's a content aggregator sort of.
Okay.
Ahrefs does this too. I kind of like Ahrefs a little bit better, but BuzzSumo is really good too. There's a content explorer. So what you can do is put in a keyword or put in an industry, put in a title or like some search query inside of a paragraph, and it'll return content that is super shareable on or it was super shared on like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. And take a look at the top shared stuff, because that stuff's probably stuff that will resonate with people again. So repackage. Like, it'll give you sort of a direction on the sort of things that people are looking for in those industries.
Yeah.
It's not something that you should not look at.
Okay.
It's something you should look at. Yeah. So that's another thing too. And that would go sort of under SEO and content research, I guess.
Gotcha.
Pretty practical, right?
Pretty practical.
5 tools. So Google Analytics, Google Search Console, SEMrush, Ahrefs, and what was the last one? BuzzSumo? BuzzSumo.
A lot of these are actually going to be featured in, I believe, one of our online marketing modules we're putting out called, I think it's just a research module.
Oh, yeah, module number 2.
Yeah, module number 2. So we're putting out visual or
oh man, and talk
video
about
modules.
Finally overcoming that obstacle too. We had some intense video problems for a little while.
I am not a videographer by any stretch of the imagination. We're telling you guys to put out content and to go outside your comfort zone and to produce this stuff. You don't always have to have the nicest equipment out there, right? So all the video online marketing modules we put out were actually shot on my iPhone 6 Plus.
Yeah. And
we've got our podcasting microphone on the desk, and Attilio's talking into it, for the intros, and we did some some screen screen recording videos or whatever, so Attilio could go through and actually show people on screen what it looks like to do the things that we do. And
the basics, I guess, the overview.
The basics, the overview.
Yeah.
And so when we were moving it from QuickTime into Adobe Premiere, it was totally messing up the video file, and the video was either faster or slower than the audio over time. And so I could not figure out for the life of me how to fix it. And it's been a problem we've been having for a long time. It's been the major holdup for all the modules because it's something that I couldn't fix within Premiere. And finally, we found a solution to it. So we'll be putting out some really sweet online marketing modules soon, and the research module goes with this perfectly. So if you're hearing a lot of what Attilio is saying, on the practical, and you're going, that still sounds too technical for me, or I don't know what the heck you're talking about, module number 2, when it comes out, is going to be very helpful.
I literally walk you guys through it. So
those
that stuff's in there. Yeah.
Those should be hitting YouTube super soon. Now that I've got my video hang up fixed,
and it'll probably be in Hone U too. So
it'll be part of Hone U. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what people say when the modules launch.
Yeah.
Because we always hear excuses why people can't come up with content, and
just do it, right?
Yeah.
If there's a problem, just figure it out.
Remember that our modules were shot with a cheap USB microphone and an iPhone, like an out-of-date iPhone. So you can do it too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just bring value, right?
Shorter podcast.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, here's something I've been kind of wondering. Should we do shorter podcasts but do more podcasts? Or should we do fewer podcasts but longer?
I kind of like the weekly podcast.
Yeah.
So the weekly podcast is just too convenient for us.
Yeah.
Just because it fits so well, and we're not necessarily stuffing content.
So we usually average about 30 to 45 minutes a podcast. So what I'm kind of wondering is, do we continue that, or do we do shorter episodes and then do 2 episodes?
Let's see which ones get more downloads, and then just do it off the numbers. Let's base it on data. Let's base it on the numbers, I guess. I mean, I like longer podcasts because we can provide more info, but I also like shorter podcasts because they're short and sweet. So I guess we'll leave it to the hands of the listeners.
I guess so.
Well, tell your friends about our short podcast and tell your friends about our long podcast and see which ones they like.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
Get some shareability. Actually, that's what we got to do. Share these on Facebook more, so that way they can at least propagate a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
awesome.
Cash us
out. Thank you guys so much for listening to us, for taking your time out to listen to us ramble and talk about a topic that we love so much. We will see you next week.
Peace.